Welcome to Apaga University. I'm Inga.
And I'm Julie. We are two
momtrepreneurs
who have built an in-home care business from the ground up, guided every step of the way by God's care and fueled by agape love.
16 years later and over 100 podcast episodes already under our belts, we invite you to continue on this journey with us as we share stories that resonate, insights that inspire, and practical guidance that empowers you to face any obstacle along this path.
Whether you're a professional caregiver, a family member, or are simply curious about what your steps will be when you need them, you have come to the right place.
Oh, hey, and while you're here, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
And after that, make sure you send this to a friend.
Yes, do it. All right, we'll quit fooling around and get to it.
Let's go. Class is in session.
Hello, sunshines, and hello, Julie.
Hello,
How is
Inga.
ya?
I'm good.
You're in a t-shirt, I'm in a sweater.
Yeah,
It seems like it's going to be sweater weather here soon.
very soon. That's why we're talking about the topic we're talking about.
Yes, I do have the sun shining on the back of me right now, though, which is very nice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, how do you feel about sweaters?
They're sweaters.
Don't have like any love or disdain. Just
They're just sweaters.
okay. I'm kind of happy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like the sweater.
Big and spacious and roomy and
soft.
cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and candles. I really like candles this
Mhm.
time of year.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that I'm surprised that I have not killed us all in a fire because 2 nights in a row, not in a row, 2 nights in a week. Not all of the candles have gotten blown out.
Oh, see, that's just like me and telling you people to unplug and turn off your damn heaters.
I know.
It drives
I
me
know.
nuts in granola. If I came in here and there was a candle going, I would lose my mind.
Yeah.
Y'all would be in big
Oh, I
trouble.
know. I know we would lose our candle privileges.
Yes.
One of the times was just a miscommunication between me and Kevin, and then one of the times was just 100% on me.
Yeah. No, I will go back into my house 3 or 4 times just to make sure, double, McTriple, make sure
Yeah.
that everything is unplugged and that my, it's just a thing.
Yeah. No, that's not a bad thing, honestly. It's a safety thing. So
Yeah.
anyway, the PSA for today is be careful with your candles.
Yes, that.
All right. So the verse that we have, this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 44. It says, "Therefore you also must be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect." Be ready, man.
Yeah, be ready. Yep. When I was looking up Bible verses about being prepared, it was all about the coming of Jesus.
Mm.
So I'm like, well, hey, that's a good message. We all better be ready because
Yeah.
we do not know when or where or
We just know that.
we just know it.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, what did you bring for a good news story today?
Oh gosh, in Australia there is a local artist that actually you're never going to guess what he paints on as his, a canvas or using oils or this or that. He paints on coconuts.
Oh,
Yeah, and then they've now been taken like all over the world because people buy him and just love the stuff that he does with these coconuts, which is very, very strange. But anyway, he just randomly picked up a coconut one day and said, I could paint on this. And it's been his gig since then. And he actually, it was very funny. He joked that between himself and the rats in Australia, that the beaches are completely clear of coconuts. But the pictures are really amazing on what he does with them.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I would never have thought of that. I am not artistic, though.
No,
I
I
be
would
the
have looked
first
at a
to admit.
coconut and said,
That looks yummy.
that's a
I
coconut.
just don't think I could get into it.
Yeah, no.
Aren't they tough to crack?
I think they're a tough nut.
Yeah. Well, cool. Awesome. I love that. That just vision that people have for
Yeah.
things that you wouldn't think of.
That's what makes the world go round.
Indeed. Well, mine it's a good news story, but it's actually like, it's a thing. So it comes off the good news story. I believe that is actually the website. And this just was published on October 19th. And it says a new click to cancel ruling makes it easier to end reoccurring subscriptions for American consumers.
Oh, good.
The reason I wanted to share this is think about all the times that you maybe you want to buy something and you don't realize, oh, I just subscribed for the next year. And then you're like, oh, how do I get out of this?
That's
right?
annoying.
Do you have that? Do you
Yes.
find that happens a
Yes.
lot? So this is really, really great news. I'm just going to read from this article directly. It says the Federal Trade Commission this week announced a final click to cancel rule that will require sellers to make canceling their enrollment at least as easy to use as the sign up process.
No kidding.
Yep. Too often businesses make people jump through endless hoops just to cancel a subscription. Nobody should be stuck paying for a service that they no longer want. The actions are part of the FTC's ongoing review of its 1973 negative option rule, which describes a transaction in which sellers can interpret a customer's failure to take action, either to reject an offer or cancel a membership, as an agreement to be charged again.
Okay.
I just got an email from like we used to do phone book advertising, and then they transitioned it over to now it's online advertising. And I got an email and it basically said, hey, if we don't hear from you in 10 days, we're just going to renew it because that's
gosh.
and that I think is what is happening a lot. So I went ahead and basically said, wait, I want to talk to you about this. So I scheduled an appointment, but how many times do those things happen? And then people get renewed and then they're locked into something with no way to get out of it. So,
oh my gosh.
It says that while negative option marketing programs can be convenient for sellers and consumers, the FTC receives thousands of complaints about reoccurring subscription practices each year. The number of complaints has been steadily increasing over the past 5 years, and in 2024, the Commission received nearly 70 consumer complaints per day on average, up from 42 per day 3 years ago.
Wow.
The new rule prohibits requiring consumers who signed up through an app or website to go through a chat bot or to wait endlessly on hold until an agent can answer a telephone. Some of the more egregious examples are gym memberships that require a certified letter or an in-person visit to the business in order to cancel.
Oh.
The new rule would require them to offer an online option to cancel on their website or with a simple phone call. The FTC's rule will end these tricks and traps, saving Americans time and money. The Commission's updated rule will apply to almost all negative option programs in any media and will require sellers to provide important information before obtaining consumers' billing information and get consumers' informed consent to the negative option features before charging them. The final rule will provide a legal framework by prohibiting sellers from failing to provide a simple mechanism to cancel the negative option feature and immediately halt charges, misrepresenting any material fact that while marketing goods or services with a negative option feature, failing to clearly and conspicuously disclose material terms prior to obtaining a consumer's billing information in connection with a negative option feature, and failing to obtain a consumer's express informed consent to the negative option feature before charging the consumer. So since the March 2023 opening of public comment period, the Commission received more than 16,000 comments from consumers, federal and state government agencies, consumer groups, and trade associations. So the Commission did end up dropping 2 proposed changes that might have required sellers to provide annual reminders of the negative option feature of their subscription, and one that banned sellers from telling consumers seeking to cancel their subscription about plan modifications or reasons to keep their existing agreement without first asking if they wanted to hear about them. A good practice that Verizon Fios has been providing for years during phone cancellations by asking for permission to review the plan and seek better deals. So it looks like the Commission voted 3 to 2 to approve publication of the final rule. And not surprisingly, industry leaders have complained that it forces an undue burden on businesses, even though websites and apps can be updated with unsubscribe buttons fairly easily. Most of the final rules provisions will go into effect in about 6 months. So that's really cool. So honestly, I just canceled I won't say the name of it, but a food service that you can get weekly where they like a prepackaged meal or whatever, then you make it. So pissed off about it because basically I had gotten it, loved the food. It was great. Everything's good. But then it's like, okay, we don't need this as frequently. So then I changed how often we were supposed to be getting it. And then it gave me the option to go in and like cancel. So if I knew for the next 8 weeks, I'm not going to need this or whatever, I can go cancel it for 8 weeks. So that's what I was doing. I'm just making it could be 6, it could be whatever. But I was like canceling it out far, far, far in advance. And then, for the last 2 months, I've gotten once a month, I've still gotten a box. And I'm like, what is going on? I know that I've gone in and I've canceled this. So I finally just called them up and said, hey, cancel it all together because I know I, canceled these deliveries, whatever. And somehow it just rerouted me to like, oh, you just get it once a month. So I'm like, I'm done with it now forever.
Yeah.
Like, no, thank you. Yeah. They were really good about canceling it, but but I was very pressed about it.
Oh yeah, no, that's annoying. What I've got to do is take the time to stop and see if I only have like one Netflix or Paramount, or the TV streaming is so bad right now that I got a credit card bill the other day and I'm like, am I paying for that twice? You know, and so I've got to stop and research it because it's very annoying to me.
Well, and I'm sure there are apps that you can pay for out there that will sift through and find how many subscriptions
but then they're a subscription.
Exactly.
So because there is one that keeps coming up on my feed and I'm just like,
how much are you overpaying?
Let us probably do that. You know, the average is $270 a year or whatever. And I'm like, ugh.
I know.
I hope that's all it is.
Jeez. Yeah. I know. I'm the same. I'm like, I really should clean up a few things because I know, but honestly, this thing is this click to cancel or whatever, because I know there are some things that I've subscribed to, whatever, accidentally, maybe on purpose. And I'm like, I don't want the fight. I'll just pay the $10 a month. I don't want to fight with them to have to cancel it.
Yeah.
Which, how stupid is that?
Oh, there was one that I was doing. It was a legal thing. And basically I just kept it. And then there was a time that my credit card actually had gotten compromised. So they stopped my credit card and were sending me a new one. Well, I was like, oh gosh, how many things are going to show up here that don't get paid now? Because what's an automatic thing? Well, the only one that threw a fit was this legal place. And I was like, you know, really interesting situation because you have not paid attention to me ever since I've had this product.
Right. I've been paying you for a long time.
Except for when you didn't get your payment is the first time I've ever talked to a human being.
Yeah.
Don't
go ahead and
ever
me.
Try to call me again.
Yeah.
It was just so annoying because I really feel customer service is such a big dang deal.
Very much so.
And it just was like, you never once did anybody call and say, hey, how do you like the product? Are you using the product? This is how you use the product.
Oh no, they're just hoping that you keep paying it and paying it and paying it.
And the only time I heard from them was when my payment didn't go through. So I was glad that I had to get a different card just to finally get around to turning it off because I had meant to.
Yeah.
So that's dumb on my part.
Well, anyway, this should help make it
That's
awesome.
Easier. Good news.
Yeah,
very good news. Yeah.
Okay. So if you have a verse you'd like to share with us, if you have a good news story, if you have like a topic idea, please email those. You can do inga@ipagahomecare.com, julie@ipagahomecare.com. Please go like and follow, do that on Facebook, subscribe, anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yep.
Help us keep this thing going.
Yep.
Let us know you like it.
That's a fact.
All right. What are we talking about today, Jules?
Oh, man. So yesterday, woke up, looked like a normal day, didn't really think about it, got to the office, got busy, looked out about 9 a.m, and I'll be danged if that white crap started coming out of the sky. And then it snowed all day long.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it is getting later in the fall. I should probably not be upset about this. I should have probably known it was coming the whole time. But then my daughter had to run to Columbia Falls. So, it's quite the drive. And all I could hear was different sirens going on. And I'm just like, just remember, I know you know this, but just slow down. Yep. And watch for other people because people you always, when I worked at the ER there, I was like, oh, it's winter.
Yeah.
That first day when there's snow, people just lose their stinking minds and any common sense that they may have or may not have already just goes double, triple out the door.
Yep.
And so anyway, how frustrating. So anyway, I was like, we're going to talk about driving in the snow and the tips that you need to really consider.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So basically, AAA said that snow-covered roads and roads covered with ice, slush, or water cause nearly 500,000 vehicle crashes and more than 2,000 road deaths every year. 500,000. Divide that by how many days in the year? That's a friggin' lot.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
And then figure out how it only snows a certain percentage of time in the year.
Exactly right. Oh, yeah. So you're cutting that in less than half. Slow down and give yourself plenty of distance between vehicles in front and to the side of your vehicle. Bridges and overpasses freeze first. Don't use cruise control, including adaptive cruise control. When driving in snow, ice, or slush, you could hit an unexpected patch of black ice or unplowed snow.
Oof. Winter driving, dangerous, can be terrifying, even for well-seasoned motorists, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety says snow-covered roads and roads coated with ice, slush, and water account, like you said, for that 500,000 and 2,000 road deaths a year.
That's terrible.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's so sad.
Ooh, I don't like it. So how do you prepare? How do you prepare your car for winter driving?
So maintenance and keeping it up so there's no repairs during that time is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Pack a winter survival kit. I don't have that.
I don't either.
Yeah. Install winter tires. I get the all season ones.
Yeah.
So I don't change my tires.
Yeah.
But we also spend a little more to have really good tires regardless.
Righto.
So I feel very good there. Replace windshield wiper blades. Isn't that the truth? You don't even think about your windshield wipers until you put new ones on and you go, holy cow.
I can see again. It's like cleaning my glasses.
That's true. Fill up windshield wiper fluid and keep an extra gallon in the vehicle. You go through it a lot more. Nothing worse than somebody passes you and just slushes you out. And you're like, ah.
Yeah, and you can't. Yep. And you're out.
A nanosecond you can't see, but that could be enough to really cause problems.
Yep.
Check your tire pressure and tire tread to avoid blowouts. Keep the gas tank at least half full at all times to avoid freezing fuel lines.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that's one that you got to tell the kids about time and time and time again. Keep your vehicle washed to avoid salt corrosion. The stuff that they use nowadays on the roads.
Oh, it's gross.
It's so bad.
So bad.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the keeping your gas tank full. I think I remember seeing like a meme or something like there's no greater lie that we tell ourselves as adults is like, we'll fuel up in the morning, right?
Oh, no
and then
kidding.
I'll give myself time to fuel up in the morning, and then you never do, and then it goes down and down and down, and
Oh, geez. Yeah, I was a pro when I was living out of state. I knew exactly on my car how much gas I had to get home.
Yep.
And then my dad would take the rig to go fill it up for me and not even get a mile down the road. He would get so ticked off. I was like, dude, I know this car.
It's like, damn it, Julie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. More than once.
Stop pushing it to the limit.
What if you ever had a delay?
Yeah. Okay. Well, so one thing that you can do to avoid trouble, it's not probably the popular thing, but stay home.
Yeah.
If the weather's bad, stay home. Only go, and I mean, we get warnings, right? We get winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories and things like that, but don't take unnecessary risks, really.
Yeah. No, it does seem like the weatherman is actually getting a little soft. And some of the warnings they give is like, really? This was what you gave the warning for?
Right.
But
We
then
can't
there
handle
are
this?
the times that, I mean, last year I remember we all ended up staying home for a day. And that was the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, living out in the country like we do, I always wait to see if I've got people driving on the county road, because I don't want to be the first one.
Righto.
But my husband does during the winter have his plow on. So we're in better shape than most. It used to be, before we got that plow, if the county road, because it was the it wasn't. The north-south got blowing just fine. It was east-west part of the road, that big old drifts and stuff.
Yeah.
We literally cut up through the pasture and went up on the hill and down and around a couple times to get out.
Oh my gosh.
Which is dumb, because I should have just stayed home that day.
Well, we even at times here in the office, if it starts storming really bad, we'll close early and try to get out of here. It's just not worth it.
No. As I get older, I'm not willing to take those chances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so remove snow and ice. Many states require drivers to remove the buildup of snow and ice that may become dislodged during driving. So that is a huge pet peeve of mine. When you're driving down the car in front of you has a foot of snow on the top, and it blows off, and then your windshield wipers aren't working. And like, I don't know about you, our kids, not so much anymore, but it's like you have to remind them, like, use the window scraper and make sure you can see before you take off. Yeah. Right. Don't just give yourself this much that you can see through. Make sure you can see through the whole windshield.
Yeah. No, true. The other day, just this week, I said something to Callie about, where's your credit card? And she goes, oh, I don't use that one. It's my ice scraper.
Costco makes a really great one.
Yeah.
It's long, it's extendable, it can reach all the way across, it can reach up on top. Yeah. It's like $15 or something.
Yeah. No.
invest in it, dude. You won't regret it.
And then the other thing is take the time to defrost.
Yes.
Because if you don't, like you said, you see this little much.
Yeah.
I've only done that a couple times when I was in a really big hurry because I figured by the time I got to the road that it would have defrosted. However, it did not. And so then I had to sit there anyway because I was like, I can't get on the highway with this.
Have you ever done that thing where you're like, oh, I'll trick it and I'll just use my windshield washer fluid?
Oh, and then that
it
freezes
ices up worse?
Yeah.
I don't recommend that. No, I did it a time or maybe two. Okay, so something else you can help decrease your speed. Slow down. I always told my girls, when you think you're going slow enough, slow down just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
give yourself distance. Like how many I will see young drivers or possibly people that aren't familiar or used to driving in snow, and you can just see it. You just know what's going to happen, and they go speeding by you on the ice, and you're like, oh, that's going to be an accident. And then you get up to the light, and they're rear-ending somebody and give themselves any space.
Sheesh.
Like, oh, man.
Yeah.
So just slow down, dude. Slow down.
Yeah. Even to get started again after you're at a stop sign. If it's slickery, you're not going to be able to speed back up like you were.
Yeah.
And
everything takes
I
a
always,
little bit.
when I'm starting to brake pretty hard, I always am looking behind me.
Same.
Ugh.
Same. I'm like, uh-oh, am I going to get, minimize your distractions. I mean, and this is not just in bad weather.
Right.
It's just in general. Just stop it. Okay. We are so bad, every single one of us, about getting distracted by things, and we've got to knock it off.
The radio, your phone,
if you don't set
burger
your heat
you just
before
bought.
you leave. Yeah, that too. Oh, I dropped a French fry on the floor. Like, yes, there's so many things that can get us distracted.
Yep.
Use your all-wheel drive or your four-wheel drive when it's necessary, right? And it's just, if you've got it, why not?
Yeah.
Okay, we talked about keeping your tank full of gas or stay fully charged, I guess, if you're an electric vehicle.
Oh.
But that's really important because having that full tank of gas, you don't know what if you slide off the side of the road and nobody finds you for a while and you need to stay warm, but also don't asphyxiate yourself.
Yeah.
But anyway, just keep fueled up.
Yeah.
Use sand if your tires get stuck. That's a great one. Carry kitty litter, right?
Actually, when which one of my kids was it had a little Chevy S10, and it was just
Bailey
super light, and we bought multiple sandbags to put extra weight in her truck.
Yep.
And then actually after that, we all just took them and then had them in our trucks for if you were sliding out or you needed a little extra traction.
Yeah, that's very smart.
So it can be there for two different things: the extra weight or.
The other thing I heard about for traction is like using your a floor mat. It's like if you slide off the road and are
That's
trying
a
to
good
get
idea.
out, you could try to use your floor mat.
Yeah.
If you don't have sand with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's always been a thing, right? That extra sand in the for weight in a truck. Educate teen drivers on driving in the snow. Not just teens, all of them. We all need to be educated on driving in the snow
and be reminded,
and refreshed.
Be reminded every time.
Yeah.
Wasn't it one of your kids that Kevin took him out into a big parking lot and made him do cookies or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably had the time of his life. Yeah. Respect snowplows. Dude, that's a thing. Like,
such a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, people don't respect even ambulances or police cars anymore, but those snowplows can do some damage. And the other thing is nowadays, not only is it just a snowplow, but they also have that gizmo on the back that actually they can do like 2 or 3 lanes at a time. Well, they'll just do a whole convoy and have 2 or 3 trucks all going staggered to get that one whole section done at once. And just get behind them and stay back.
God bless the snowplow, man.
Oh,
that's where I want to be, is behind them.
Yeah. Yes, that.
Quite a ways back, but yeah. Anyway, watch for deer. That's a big thing in Montana. That's really big thing for us where we live, right?
Oh,
we actually, I have to drive over Deer Hill to get home. So they're tricky, those little things.
Yep.
But pay attention. Look out for black ice. And I think it's just like being respectful of like paying attention to what the temperature is outside. And is there possibly going to be black ice? Like you just got to think about all these things.
Yep. Look where there's going to be shade.
Yep.
Or I always worry about big old corners.
Yep. Same. And bridges. You're crossing over water. It can be different than
Very scary.
Yeah. Again, we had mentioned don't use cruise control. It just can cause extra problems. So resist that urge, including like adaptive cruise control, because it, again, like if you hit that black ice or different things, it can cause problems for you. You need to be able to be in better control.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes if you're using cruise control, you're just not paying as close of attention, in my personal opinion. So pay attention. Clean your headlights and taillights.
Yeah.
How many times did we took Agnes one time? Where did we go?
Oh my word. Yeah, that's true.
Our little
I forgot about that.
company car, Agnes, the little Toyota Highlander.
Yep.
Her headlights were like candlesticks. Worse when it was like yucky we had to pull over probably a couple times to try to clean them off.
It was amazing. Once they were cleaned,
Yeah,
we
you're
were
like,
able
oh, wait, I can see again. But I don't think you think about that.
Yeah.
It's just like, why is this not working? Well,
Right.
it could just simply be that your headlights need to be cleaned off.
Yeah. Yeah. My lights are low. Well, no, it's all the muck. Yeah. Oh, this is a good one because I've always wondered about this. Should I put my windshield wipers up when it snows? And they say no. If your car is parked and it's snowing, it's never a good idea to leave your windshield wipers up because doing so can cause damage to the springs. It's best to use other methods to keep your wipers and vehicle free of snow. For example, a car cover.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would not have ever known that because I always want to keep them up when it's snowing.
Well, I was always thinking about, for those of us that are in a hurry, if you have that freezy and then you're trying to make the windshield wiper help, but it's stuck, you're going to break that. So that's not any good.
Yeah. I'm always like, because it just freezes on there. And then when it goes across the windshield, it gets all smeared and whatever.
Yep.
So I'm trying to avoid that, but I didn't think about it causing problems with the springs.
Right? No.
So keep tire repair kit current, know what you have. We had a situation just with the flat tire recently, and thank goodness for a spare, but
well, that and AAA. I recommend it is so cheap versus having to ever get towed somewhere.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things I really
It's
recommend.
so worth it.
AAA is so good. I mean, that guy where we were at, he was there within 15 minutes.
Yep.
It just jumped right on it. He knew where it was so funny. This is a truck that I've never had a flat tire before. And so he's like, where's your jack and all of that stuff? And I was like, and he goes, I'll show you where it is. So he was able to just take me and say, okay, see this? And I go, how do you open that back seat? Because I've never had to. And
yeah.
Anyway, but he was like, yeah, I'm really good at doing this. So
Yeah. That's why he's
you
the
are.
professional, right?
Yep.
And yes, I agree with you. AAA is very, very minimal amount of money for the service that you get from it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Very
I
much
think
so.
so. This one's also interesting because I have seen people that do this. Don't block the radiator with cardboard. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I've seen it all the time.
Yeah. Some drivers in snowbelt regions place a large piece of cardboard in front of the vehicle's radiator. The purpose is to increase the temperature of the coolant flowing through the engine and radiator. This in turn increases the temperature of the air flowing through the heat exchanger, giving passengers a toasty environment. That is not a good idea because cardboard prevents airflow from coming across the radiator, which could cause the entire engine to overheat. If the driver forgets to remove the cardboard when the outside temperatures rise above freezing, you could face serious and expensive engine damage.
Interesting.
Yikes.
Trying to fix one problem and creating another.
A bigger one.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Use emergency supplies if needed because you planned for the unexpected. Don't be afraid to use your survival supplies. Survival supplies.
They say a blanket, extra gloves, water, food.
Like a roadside flare.
Because you've heard those weirdo stories where somebody went, they thought they were on the right road and they ended up in the mountains. Then they couldn't get turned around, so they were stuck.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Access your traction. So when driving in slippery conditions, cautiously brake when increasing intensity until you hear your anti-lock brake system. Don't just slam on your brakes either because that can cause bigger problems. Right. Steer in the direction of the skid and then avoid idling your vehicle.
And it's actually counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, crap, I'm going towards the barrel pit. So you're trying to not, but you're supposed to
steer into it. Don't they teach us that on cars?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Avoid idling your vehicle. Don't keep your vehicle idling long when warming it up. Idling can damage engine components, spark plugs, leading to costly repairs, and then wasting gas for later.
But
I'm bad about that.
I did see someone just the other day on social media that there was a bunch of mechanics, and he went up and he said, "Hey, do you warm up your car before you go?" And they're all like, "Oh yeah, 10 minutes, 15 minutes." And then one of them goes, "Well, you don't like to get up in the morning. How would without being warmed up?"
That's what I think too. But maybe there's a sweet
Not
spot
too
in
long.
do a little, but not too much.
Yeah.
Well, I think like on my truck, I think it shuts off after like 15 minutes or something.
Yeah.
So maybe they've done the research,
This
and that's
is the sweet spot.
That's where it's at. I am a spoiled brat, and I prefer to go out to a warm vehicle.
Yeah, I don't have a garage or anything. Neither do
Yeah.
you. Because some people, it always makes me laugh. Well, they have a garage because they don't have 3 feet of snow on the top. There's a thing in the show notes. It's winter driving tips. It's a really nice little poster, and it's basically everything that we talked about. Before you go, check all of these things, how to stock your vehicle with what, and then the vehicle safety checklist, even knowing what the little icons on your dash mean are important. And then tire safety. If in doubt, just stop at the tire place. And then safety first, wear your seatbelt and just assume that somebody else is in a really big hurry.
Yeah.
So just defensive driving all the time,
Pay
all the
attention
way
to what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
Something else that I would add, and this is sort of probably a newer thing, but tell somebody where you're going. Like that's not a newer thing, but locations. So our phones all have that. And I know that people get weirded out about that. It's, I don't want everybody knowing where I'm going, but it's not a bad thing for at least somebody to know, because if you have a problem and you don't arrive where you're supposed to, and let's say your phone is dead, at least they can go in and look and see like where was the last area that this person was at to start trying to find you.
Yeah. Nope. It's a thing. There's been many a bad story where they couldn't find somebody for a very long time. Yeah. So
have your safety emergency kit and just make sure somebody knows where you're headed.
just don't set yourself up for failure.
Don't be an idiot. It's basically, that's all you got to do.
The key takeaway. Don't be an idiot.
Yes. Yes, that. Okay. What parting words are you leaving us with?
Well, this is one of those social media things, and I will find it right now. So, the strange origins of popular phrases.
In the 18th century, sharp precision was crucial for tasks like whittling wood or making a perfect cut. A whistle carved from wood needed to be smooth and free from any obstruction to produce a clear sound. This idea of something being perfectly executed led people to say it was clean as a whistle. During the vibrant jazz age of the 1920s, jazz was more than just music. It embodied energy, excitement, and everything flashy and extravagant. If you wanted to include all the extra flair or details, you simply included all that jazz. In English pubs, bartenders would keep track of customers' drinks by writing down P for pints and Q for quarts. If they were minding their P's and Q's, they were careful not to make mistakes in their records, leading to the phrase we use today.
There you go.
Interesting. That's cool.
Yeah, no, that's a cool website.
I love it.
So, yep.
Very good. Well, peace out, Girl Scouts.
All right, have a good day.
The Caregiven name is a registered trademark of the Veritrust Health Incorporated Company. IPAGA is not connected to, affiliated with, or endorsed by Veritrust or any of its affiliates.